We're live. We're live and we have dog hijinks as usual. Let's see if I can get that funny glare out.
Is there a funny glare? Here,
it's like
this a lot.
It's that light.
Is it this one?
Yeah, but then you won't be able to see us at that. No. It's like a horror movie at that point. Hey everybody. Yeah. Welcome to the Holler live stream. It is Thursday. How's this week been for you?
It's been going by rather fast.
Yeah? Oh, usually I have my hair down for these. Look, my hair's all up. Oh, well. I'm a bun head tonight.
Missed your hat, too.
Yeah. If I wear my hat, I end up with this, like, shadow like that. How was your week?
Awesome.
Good. What happened?
I worked, like, extra hard. It was awesome. I stayed booked all week at work, so that was good.
That's good. You go back tomorrow, right?
I do go back tomorrow.
It's Jenny's day off. It's today?
Yes.
It's the day she catches up on the things, right?
Try.
Yeah, I've been trying to catch up too because my roaster caught on fire, and it didn't ruin the roaster, but it caught on fire because an expensive part broke, and I had to wait for the part, and then we put the part in, and then it wasn't roasting right, and I'm still roasting right now. I'll finish up by 11 tonight, I think, and then all orders are out, and Holler Roast Coffee is closed Friday, Saturday, Sunday while we do some things to the roasting camper. So that was kind of the thing. And Tactical's running late because he ran home to do the animals. So, yeah. And my hair is, like, bugging me on this video, guys. I'm just going to take it out because I always wear my hair in a bun when I'm roasting so you don't get this in your coffee. This right here, I'm pretty sure you don't want that in your coffee, right? So
it adds flavor, though.
Yeah.
Depends on what kind of shampoo you use.
I mean, it's sort of a mint. Was it mint? It would add mint and tea tree. Tea tree mint. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's
what I like to
right?
use. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not sure you're supposed to eat tea tree. Like it causes women to not get pregnant or something. That's one of its herbal uses. But so tonight we were going to talk about homeschooling. And it's kind of one of those things that's been on our minds lately as school starts with all of the unpredictable closure things, right? And Jenny has 2 kids.
I do.
Are they homeschooled?
Not at this moment.
Not at this moment. And so Jenny is a single mom with 2 kids, works, how many hours are you away from the house a week?
Oh my gosh.
By the way, guys, if you want to ask questions, put them in all caps in the comments, please.
So basically, I get up at 4 in the morning, and then I don't even get to my actual house until like 8 most nights.
Yeah.
So, yeah. However many hours that is, I can't math. And it's against the rules too on your day off to math. So.
Okay. So she's gone from like 7-something to 7-ish, which is about 12 hours a day. And her kids go to the local government school, and then they come home and they have a babysitter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Do we know who that is?
Maybe.
Okay. Are we going to come out on channel?
Maybe.
Okay. So the person who watches them after school watches them from like 2:30 when they get off school till 7. And then we do our Holler dinners at 6. So there's like all of us together at 6. And the thing is, if they go from government school to homeschool, who's going to teach them? Because the person who watches them after school, who shall remain anonymous, may or may not be available all day long. And then, I mean, what other worries do you have?
With what, the transition to homeschool or what, or keeping them in government schools? That concerns on both ends.
So talk about the transition to homeschool first.
So,
sorry guys,
whoever would be responsible for teaching them would have to be aligned with what my desires are in the way that they learn. And that would, I feel like that's going to be a challenge to find somebody who's going to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that on that. That's like my number one, really.
Okay. So you're worried that you're going to have somebody here during the day, and if they're not aligned with what you want them to do educationally, that's a problem.
Yes.
What if crazy idea? What if they went to school Saturday, Sunday with you,
and I do it?
and then they have work during the week that's self-directed? Would that be as important if you were teaching them?
That would, but also not always possible because they're not with me every Saturday and Sunday. And also, I'm still young and would like to have a little bit of a life outside of teaching my kids, just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
So it is important for me also to take time to fill my cup, and I don't know what that would look like.
So, and I'm all ears on ideas from the people watching this right now. Miles thinks that you would make a great teacher in the comments.
Oh, okay.
Just in case you're thinking of becoming a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Too much
We can
education.
get you a hat and everything.
Teacher. Yep. So that's one thing. So I guess beyond concerns, what are your concerns with keeping them in the school they're in now?
Their emotional health is one thing. Because, well, not just like with the wearing mask, but the way things are taught are more, it's just one way. Like there's not room for contradiction or anything like that. Like I can tell it's distressing to my children sometimes when there's a question or they object to something they're being told. Like there's the idea that it is just the way that it is. They're not supposed to question anything. And that idea at all bothers me because I teach my kids to question everything.
Okay.
So that's part of that. I don't know if the information they're being taught is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And then honestly, the schedule too, I feel like it's a lot for little kids to get up at 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning and supposed to function the way that they're supposed to function in government school because it's ran essentially like a little prison.
Mm-hmm. So those are your concerns.
Yeah, I'm sure that there are more, but
okay.
Yeah.
Now
I didn't prep.
That's okay. This is like totally off the cuff, guys. Again, questions or comments in all caps if you wanted to show up because I don't have glasses on because they give you big orb reflections from the video. And so what happens is I can't anyway.
I have astigmatism. I can't see it either.
Yeah, I said, so the words are really, stop it. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to help you make your decision on it. Do you know that Tactical was homeschooled?
I think I've heard him mention that before.
So how many kids did your mom have?
5.
5 kids. She homeschooled 5 kids.
Wait a minute.
As I said, I don't know if this convinces you pro or con.
You're trying to sell Jenny a homeschool. And
I'm not selling anything. We're just having a talk
example.
here. We're having a talk. Were you homeschooled?
I was not.
Okay. So he was homeschooled. How much of your mom's time did the teaching take?
Not much.
What did she do?
Told me to go do my schoolwork.
Okay, but how did you learn how to read with her just telling you to do your schoolwork?
There was always some curriculum, and it was mostly self-paced. Early on, there was a lot more interaction with her, but once I hit a certain point, it was mostly just go do it. And of course, the textbook, use the math, for example, the textbook would explain how, 2 + 2 works.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever, once you get further into like algebra and whatnot. And then once I hit high school, I actually did a correspondence program. And this is back in the 90s.
This is before live streaming video.
Yeah. And
Good evening, Crystal.
I would get mailed a CD wallet with a bunch of CDs in it, and you would pop it in the computer and it would walk me through the thing, and then I would take the test. And then I would actually have to call on the phone to an automated system, and it would say question number 1, and it was A, B, C, or D. So you'd hit 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I'd punch in all of my answers. And then at the end of the phone call, it would tell me whether I passed or failed the test. And after that, I actually got a real high school diploma.
Okay. Not too many kids are self-driven when it comes to education. Says
See, that
Dawn.
would be a challenge with my children. Also, they need a lot of direction because of how I raised them before now. Because they were very sick, I babied them a lot, and so they do need a little more push than a lot of other kids.
Well, what do we think? How does that work? If you have kids that need a little bit more of a push and you want to teach them to be self-directed learners, what do you think you need to do?
You have no idea. Push them.
Push them. I mean, I'm opening it up to everybody here too. Like, any other ideas?
I know for me, I mean, my incentive to actually get my school stuff done was once I was done, I was free to do what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So that was my incentive, is like, if I want to jump on my bike and head over to my friend's house, like, school's got to be done first. Once that's done, I mean, if it's 10 o'clock, if it's 9 o'clock, then as long as school's done, I can go do what I want to.
Okay, so for tactical, it was his freedom ticket.
Mhm.
Let's see, we've got Letty says, find something they're interested in. There's always something to learn about. Miles says, find what sparks their interest. If they're interested, they will be more likely to actually do the work. Okay, that's a good point. One of your kids is really into 3D printers.
I know this.
Yeah. I bet he'd do a lot of things on 3D printing if he could be opened up for him.
So you would think that though, but like all people, you would think they're a little bit money motivated too. And we're still struggling with that with the allowance balance. Like, you can have an allowance if you do these things, and it's, a handful of things, and they're still like, no, I'm good. Like I could offer them things that I feel like they might be motivated by, and it's sometimes not enough of an incentive.
What happens if you do no screen time till the schoolwork's done?
Well, I mean, that would be an absolute anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping routine and laying out expectations will help. So, Crystal, are you homeschooling now, Crystal? Print stuff, then sell it. Yeah, that's on a 3D printer.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge, and I'm not sure until you get into it, you'll know till you know, right?
Right.
Because the hammer approach of education
Yeah, I don't want to.
is not teaching anybody to be a
No,
self-directed
it's not.
learner, right? So it's really about finding a way to get them interested. And are they interested at school?
I don't know. I would say probably, I don't think so, but like, I think that they feel like, because that's been their whole entire life, has been in government school. I feel like they just think, oh, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of indoctrinate them a little bit, I guess,
Yeah.
by letting them go.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are probably a little indoctrinated,
Mhm.
and they're used to that structure. That's an interesting thing. So Miles points out that Jack made his kid pay for chores he didn't do.
Yeah, I know. But I think Jack was doing them though, right? Was he not doing them, and that's why he was charging him for it?
Yeah.
I don't have time to do that.
Well-
That's part of the problem. Like, lots of times it just goes undone. Like their room, for example.
Well, then you could use that money to pay one of us to do it.
That's true.
Yeah. He just got his itch. He's like, I can make extra money.
Probably make that work.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be you all the time.
Yeah.
That's the point. Crystal says, not homeschooling at this time, but school is virtual, so kind of. Well, Crystal, if it's virtual, why aren't you homeschooling? That's my question.
Yep.
Okay. Dakota says, currently helping my daughter help with virtual public school curriculum. It's timed and has a scheduled mandatory online time and is more stressful than anything. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, if they're going to be taught at home, it's going to be
Excellus or something
yeah,
like
it's
that.
not going to be government.
It's $80 a month.
I thought it was $250, but if they watch that video, it's $80 off.
It's $80 total if they watch that video.
Oh.
So it's the
Okay.
other way. So it's better.
Yeah.
So the other part of this is financial. Single mom has lots of extra money, right?
Yeah, tons.
Tons.
Loaded.
And so, that's $140 a month
Yeah,
right there.
that's much more doable than I was thinking. it was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to have that money when your kids pay you for the chores they don't do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but they have to do something to get the money to pay me for the chores they don't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have any money right now?
No,
Oh.
because they're not doing their chores.
That's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could always start charging them rent for the electric that they play with the video games.
Yeah, but where are their dollars to pay me for what I'm charging them? Like
Well,
they
they-
can't.
Well, then the video games don't work.
Well, then I guess they got to do their chores to get their allowance to
I
pay
know
you
the
back.
breaker thing.
That's a great
Wait a
idea.
second. You can't shut me off too.
Well, like I said, I know the
I do my
breaker
chores.
panel is.
Yeah.
We can isolate one room.
I think. Do we have any engineers in the? We're gonna have to get detailed on this.
Also, the thing is too, though, is like the amount of time that I have to spend to enforce it. If I'm not here, I can't enforce a lot of the things that also need to be enforced. So, like, I could say that, but how much is a caregiver, like, who's not a parent, like, how much of that stress are they going to want to take on?
What stress? The stress of my computer won't work until I do my chores.
Yes, that, because
Computer doesn't work until they do their chores.
no, I mean, I understand that,
Yeah.
but my kids are tantrum throwers though, so there's that stress.
I don't see how anybody who's a caregiver doesn't experience the tantrum. I know.
Yeah,
You should see me throw a tantrum. I'm pretty good at it too. Yeah.
you know.
You know? Oh, you haven't seen me throw a real one. Yeah. The other parents aren't on board with homeschooling, but discussions are happening. Oh, that's why Crystal's not. I gotcha.
So that's kind of some challenge in mine too.
Yeah.
Like, it's basically, if I want to do it, it's up to me to figure out all the dynamics that help me successfully do that with my children.
Yeah. And you either have to work fewer hours, which costs money,
Mm-hmm.
or you have to pay somebody while you work,
Which also costs
which
money.
also costs money. Yeah. Or we reach out to the local homeschool community and see what other options there are.
That's definitely an option of doing, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff to figure out.
Yeah. And there's no one size fits all. That's the problem
Yeah.
with it.
Well, and then my kids are also very different. Like, my youngest is dyslexic, so he would definitely need some more help probably in his learning,
Mhm.
even if it is self-directed, or supposed to be self-directed. Like, he would probably need a little more assistance than my middle child. So
Yeah. And that can be found. Carrie, I can see your question, so I'm going to read it, but guys, put your questions in all caps. Carrie asks, do your kids have interest in learning from home?
so it varies from day to day. Some days they do want that, and then some days so I feel like that comes from like the social end of things. It's really, they just want to interact with people who aren't us all the time. Yeah.
What?
And so also I would have to consider what it looks like to give them that interaction in extracurriculars, and which would also have to be supported by everybody who supports my kids. So,
Right.
Yeah.
And extracurriculars are a little harder right now.
They are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's interesting. Well, I don't know that I have a good answer for you other than if you decide to do it, I'm pretty sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's how that works. That's how everything works, by the way. If you didn't know, if you really want it, you figure it out.
Yeah.
I put lots of thought into it, so.
I think it would help if they wanted it.
Yeah, if they wanted it, they would be probably a little more self-directed because it's a thing that they wanted.
Right.
Like, but like that not knowing, I feel like if I could show them that it could be support, like all of their needs would be getting met through that it might be more, they might be more open to receiving that.
Yeah.
But I know that the social aspect is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like my 12-year-old ran away at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
Because he just wanted to spend time with other people who weren't the people in his household.
Right. He's social.
He's very well, both of them actually
Right, that's
are.
true.
But like, I didn't realize that was such a big need for him, and so I feel like it's my responsibility to help enable that.
Right.
So
Mhm.
that has to. It all has to work out together somehow.
So, what do you think about homeschooling these kids?
I think it can be done.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest issue with is going to be to get them in the mindset that they're responsible for learning themselves for the vast majority of it.
Sorry, there was a kid screaming from the back of the house right then, which was hilarious for us. It might not be hilarious for them right now. My youngest is also on an IEP and got some support services at school, and the teenager wants to go to school. And Crystal's there to talk anytime if you want. That was from Crystal.
Awesome.
See, I can't see very well. Okay, so is anything happening right now that's helping them take more responsibility in general in other places than school?
This very second.
No, I mean like in the last 3 weeks since you moved here.
Yeah, so we have this huge command center in the hallway that's supposed to help them accomplish the tasks that they're given every day. So they're supposed to come home from school, check the command center to see what their responsibilities are, and execute as.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. How's that going?
It's a toss-up from day to day, but there's a lot more effort being put in than there was originally when we moved in.
Yeah.
A lot of that, though, is me not backing down and saying, so this is just your responsibility now. This is a part of your life. It might suck, but here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to be expected from you from this point forward.
Right.
And just not being like, okay, whatever, because I just am exhausted and don't want to hear the complaints anymore. I've kind of, so that was a me thing.
That was a me thing that you had to fix.
Yeah.
I'm impervious to the complaints.
That's
Yeah. But when it gets loud and I'm on a video call, I do tell them to leave my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing here today.
Like,
They got
go argue
this
outside.
afternoon. Yeah, they're not allowed to argue in the house anymore. If I hear something that sounds like an argument, I'm like off screens, outside, or whatever.
Yeah. So the question for Tactical, did you like homeschool?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, the freedom part of it was a big thing. I did go to private school for 2 years, did not like it at all.
Mm-hmm.
With the homeschooling thing, I mean, I can pretty much self-regulate. And then when I was 13, I got a part-time job. By the time I graduated high school, I was doing that full-time. I learned a lot doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, the freedom part of it was a big thing. I did not spend, I don't even know how long kids spend in school a day, 8 hours.
6, maybe.
6. I didn't spend that. I'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'd be at work by 9.
Mm-hmm.
Just bang myself out as fast as I could till I could do what I wanted to do.
So you got up at 5 and we're done by 9?
Yep. I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I would start and then I'd be done by 9, 10 o'clock and on my bike and heading to work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and that was in high school?
More of high school, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more of younger than that, but...
How come you don't get up at 5 now?
I don't have to.
Why'd you do it then and you don't do it now?
It's hard to get done.
I don't think I've seen your face at 5 ever.
I don't think you're up at
He
5.
was still up. Was there every time we were still up at 5?
Maybe. I got up at 5. So I was up at 5 this morning.
So if he's up at 5, he should pop in so you can see his face at 5?
Sure. He already doesn't cross the line, the line. So Carrie says if there are other families, perhaps you can basically form a pod.
Yeah.
Which is, it's in vogue now to form the pod. They
still have to be kind of aligned with things because,
Because things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I'm not dismissing that though.
Right.
Like I don't expect them to get all of their education elsewhere either. Like I realize that a lot of what they learn will actually come from me and the things that I encourage and the things that I do or help them do or help them learn. Like I don't expect it all to come from one source.
Yeah. Okay, so like 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the shared pantry. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
What's happened there?
I don't know. We haven't talked about it again, have we?
We haven't talked about it again.
Yeah.
That's what's happened.
We
It's
should
kind
do
of green beans happened.
That's true.
I wrote the green beans into the shared pantry box on my whiteboard. Here's what I got. I have a whiteboard with numbers on it. And then I was like, we can just figure out who's sharing what.
Mm-hmm.
But Nighthawk's got his numbers zeroed out, right?
I think so.
Yeah, you do. I haven't found anything new to put on there.
Flour yet?
We've not ordered flour yet, but
Okay.
we should order flour.
Yeah.
For example,
I have a sourdough. I'm trying to revive the sourdough starter over there.
I have some flour at my house if you need it.
Well, I have some
Yeah,
too. But
okay. Yeah. Is it coming back to life?
It's trying to.
Okay. Well, if it doesn't, Brett has some from that strain.
Yeah.
So, guys, we also have the poultry processing workshop is coming up in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's sold out, isn't it?
It's sold out, but 2 people didn't pay. So, because if you fill out the form and then go to PayPal and then somebody interrupts you and you get distracted, you don't pay. And so I'm reaching out to those 2 people and asking them if that meant they did not want to come. Like they were like, oh, I don't want to actually pay the money, or if they just kind of forgot or something went wrong. And I oversold it by 2 tickets. So if those 2 people say no, I'll open up those 2 tickets again. Because, on an event, usually 1 or 2 people doesn't show up. And if we have everybody show up, we can do 12 people. It's fine. But yeah, we're sold out on that unless those 2 tickets open up, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Monday after Green Chili Day. So if you haven't signed up for Green Chili Day yet, guys, that's online too. You just have to go into my show notes to find it because I don't have it like front and center in the upper corner.
What are those
We're going to
dates
teach
again,
people
Nicole?
how to make tamales at that.
September 19th is Green Chili Day. And she's going to teach people how to make tamales. And we're going to make tamales and eat them and all sorts of different green chili things. There will be a mocktail area. So I'm going to do mocktails this year. There will be beer available. And then we'll have we'll have like the big tent that we had up at LFTN, like 1 of those, not 2 of those this time. Just so it doesn't get blazing. Because usually Green Chili Weekend comes, it'll be like cold, 110 degrees on Green Chili Day, cold. That's kind of how that goes. So, based on the weather, if that happens, because we're not pushing on processing the green chilies this time because I've already ordered them and hopefully they'll get here soon. I plan to have them processed in advance and we were just going to be eating green chilies, hanging out, having a good time, learning how to make tamales, doing tours of the homestead, that sort of thing. That means that if it's hot as can be, that you can bring your swimming suit and bip over the lake and back if you want to. It starts at noon on the 19th. It's green chili, or maybe it's 11. It's a Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. The poultry processing workshop is September 21st at 10 a.m. It starts, and that is a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And Chef Brett is teaching that class, which is why it's on a Monday.
Yeah.
Because Chef Brett runs a restaurant. He's not available on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I just threw it out there to see would we sell out on a Monday, and if yes, I wanted to have Chef Brett teach it.
Yeah. It all worked out.
So it all worked out. Crystal says, when I homeschooled my kids and were part of a homeschool group, there were co-ops in the group. Yep. With the co-ops, parents had to be there with the kids the whole time. Angel and I will be out for chili time. Awesome.
Woot woot.
Carrie and Angel.
Excited
Whoops.
to see you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yeah, we've had a few people sign up already. So I've just been putting it out on like these things and on the podcast only before I opened it up, and email people who are behind, because I thought we'll see if the people who are like right there and eager beavers are ready to go. And how behind are you?
I've done 35 podcasts.
He's got 35 to catch up on right now, but he knows about Green Chili Weekend anyway because he was paying attention. So you'll probably be there then, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen your sign up yet.
Oh, okay. Keep waiting for it. Wait a minute. So that means if I don't sign up for it, that means I'm not coming, so I don't have to help set up.
Hi, Chris. No, you got to help set up the tent. That's your job. We're going to go through a whole list of what it takes to get ready for the event. Chris from the event just said hi. Okay, so anything else you guys want updates on? Tell us what should you update us on, Tactical? Mm-hmm. Okay, typical tactical answer. What about you, Nighthawk? Any exciting news?
No.
No? Any exciting news?
I'm making peach wine.
Yeah. Do you want to show them your peach wine?
Yeah, I will.
Show them what you did. She's doing a sugar extraction. It's right behind us.
So basically, you cut peaches up, and then you put sugar on it, and then it starts making liquid, and that way you're not. Let's see if I can get some in the corner.
Through the process of osmosis, pulls liquid out of the peaches.
See, and that, basically, yeah. And so then you don't have to use puree or pulp or whatever. Like I will just use that, put it in a carboy, throw some yeast in there, and let it ferment out, and then rack it a couple of times probably and bottle it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Dawn says, did I see something about a fire? Yes, my roaster caught on fire. And I'm talking very calmly about it because I had a really good roaster fire vent last night on Unloose the Goose where I said the F word like 6 times. And I don't say the F word a lot, so it caused everybody else on Unloose the Goose with me to laugh really hard and make fun of me. And I've been hearing about it all day that it was a pretty good rant about my roaster catching on fire and the whole thing that happened. But it's back up and running. It's not running right now because I'm here, but I've been running it all day. And this is exciting. Okay. When I get done roasting at 11, I start. So we've already moved how many bags? 6. How much did they weigh?
900 pounds.
Okay. 70 kilos, which is 154 pounds, is how much a bag of coffee weighs. So we moved 6 of those out of my camper. How's your back feeling?
Not too bad, surprisingly.
How's yours? 3 of us per bag made a big difference. I'm not going to say it wasn't heavy, though. And then I'm going to start clearing the rest of the stuff out. I have, like, the beans left that I'm roasting today, which aren't full bags. One of them I'm going to need help with. And everything else comes out. And then Ken's coming, and he's redoing my paneling on the walls. And then while everything's out, I've only ever had a subfloor of wood. I'm going to put vinyl down this weekend. So the roasting camper is getting a pretty big facelift inside, which will make it easier for me to keep it clean, which is great. And also, hopefully, it'll be a little warmer in the winter because right now, like, 2 of the walls don't have any paneling at all. They just have that foam insulation, and it doesn't stick to the wall. It just falls out. So in the wintertime, it's just, I'm basically outside at that point. So that's happening. It was really fun. Peach kraut. Oh, yeah, that looks good. It's not peach wine. It's peach kraut.
Right now it's peach kraut.
It is peach kraut. Let's see. Oh, Letty says that happened after I put little man to bed. Yeah, she's going to rewatch it. Everybody wants to see maybe we should just section out the rant at some point.
That would be awesome, actually. We should do that.
Oh, Chris likes broccoli spoon bread from Cook With What You Have. I totally should make that.
You should.
Yeah, and then I'll make you something else.
Like what?
Broccoli spoon bread. It's cornbread and broccoli with cheese sauce on top. There's nothing about that you can eat.
I'm not hungry.
Yeah. It's like liver and onions to me. Yeah, it's really good. I tend to put a little more cheese sauce on than the recipe calls for. Just, full confession. Crystal wants to see the rant. It was last night, Crystal. It's on YouTube on the Goose channel. But I don't know. What do you guys think of the Unloose the Goose podcast? Do you guys like it? Or are we getting off mission, do you think? And now we're going to wait like 45 seconds while that all transfers through, and then they answer my question, and then we eventually see chat. So what can we talk about in addition? Next week, we're talking about cities.
Yay.
Yeah, and we have a really cool guest speaker on.
Really?
I don't like
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Yeah, it's all about how you don't like to go there.
Wait a minute.
Cheese bread sounds very keto. Yeah, I mean, I can do chaffles instead of, but whatever.
YOLO.
No, I'm trying to lose 10 pounds between now and Jack's workshop, and so is he.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a race.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You should do my keto boost then.
I might have to do the keto boost
Yeah.
just to see if I can.
You could probably drop it and drop 10 in the first week.
Yeah.
I bet you could.
But I need to keep them away.
Nah, you just got to do it for the workshop.
Okay, so a week before the workshop, then I better not drink any alcohol there because
No.
it'll just go straight to my head. Yep. Love the goose. Yep. So we're going to talk about cities and rural, like city versus rural, and how they're set up and what that means from a freedom perspective and an independence perspective. And we have CJ from the Dangerous History podcast coming on. Yeah, this is gonna be really fun. I thought we were doing it this week. I sent him a meeting request. He's like, I thought it was next week. I'm like, I guess it's next week. So we'll hopefully he won't cancel, but I'm sure at this point he won't. Looking forward to hearing next week's 4 pounds since Friday on keto. That's pretty good, Don. That's how fast it goes at first. I feel like I've already done that though when I lost the 20 earlier this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Okay, guys. Any other questions before we sign off? We're about 36 minutes in. I'm down 7 pounds in August. Awesome. Wanted to do one thing at a time. Doing IF. It probably. Oh no, it's some other thing. I don't know what it is. Probably just BEP, but still, it might be. It might be.
Hi,
Lila.
Yeah.
Yeah. Intermittent fasting, that might happen.
Yeah. It took me a minute to get that. I know what it is too because I've done it too. Like that for me, that 18.6 was like
your sweet
the
spot.
sweet. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I've done it too, not by choice.
This week I've just been concentrating on making sure I get a walk in every day and some rows.
I don't even know what that looks like for me. Like I've ran a mile one time since in like the last 2 months because I had that month where I was packing and then unpacking here. So like that's one thing that I'm struggling with right now is trying to like make the schedule that works so that I can still take care of me in the ways that I like to take care of me. So.
Yeah. You might go back to, I was thinking about that. You might go back to a 2-hour lunch and give up that money.
Oh, I really like the money.
I know, but then you can walk and shower if you need to shower.
That's true.
Yeah. That's what I was, and then that's like the price you're paying for your fitness is
I know.
whatever your hourly times 5 hours,
Mm-hmm.
Which is not ideal.
It's really not ideal. Well, so if I could do strength training like 20 minutes a day that I'm not doing miles. If I could do miles 3 days a week, then that would be like awesome. I just have to do that.
Yeah. And you're afraid of walking at lunch because shower.
That, and then it's hot right now still too. So
yeah.
The other thing is I talked to the boys about doing some of that with me at night when I get home, even though I know it's about to start being dark sooner.
Yeah.
That way I get time with them because that's a concern too, is squeezing in time with them because I don't feel like I get a lot
Right.
the days that I work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't have to do all of it with me, but at least part of it with me, and then I can finish up on my own.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Jenny. Yeah. They make these things called flashlights that
What?
produce light so
No,
you can see where you're going.
I don't have to use the lamp.
I think we need to send a letter to everybody on the street saying, not only are there kids in the neighborhood on bikes on the road,
Wait, I ordered
but we go for walks after dark. So even if it's dark, it
It's
doesn't
reflective.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like a note too, just saying, hey, we put those up because
They're actual kids.
on bikes.
Yeah.
Who may or may not be paying attention to road noise.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here.
People don't go super fast on our road, but everybody who lives here, like all 8 families or whatever, none of us are used to having kids on bikes on the road.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure they figured it out yet. And I don't want one of your kids to get hit by a car.
Yeah, me either.
And I wouldn't want to be the neighbor that hits one of your kids with a car. So
I wear reflectors when I am out at night, though.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, just it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Intermittent fasting and then headlamps are awesome. Yep. Okay, guys, if there's not any other questions or comments, I think we're going to sign off so I can finish roasting by 11 tonight. My great-grandfather made signs that said, oh, this is going to be good when he gets it. There's another text coming. Slow children playing. That's a good one. Okay, we'll be back in 2 weeks. If you have thoughts on homeschooling, let us know.
Yeah, definitely let me know because I'm totally interested in doing it.
Yeah, I bet you got made fun of, Carrie. That's okay. That's how you're a strong person today.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, make it a great week. There'll be a podcast out tomorrow. I think it's a Thought of the Walk day. It's going to be late in the day, though, because I'm going to Nashville in the morning. So I'll do it in the afternoon. Bye.